Hi everybody, it's Carla from Eaton, Colorado. I'm actually recording this time. I have gone through an entire spiel twice while not hitting record. This is why I'm the mayor of Dorktown. And if anyone was actually watching me through my windows, they would wonder what I am doing in here talking to myself all day. Anyway, this video is not going to be very long today, probably about a half an hour, maybe less. Now that I have it down pat, because I've practiced twice. Going to start with some finishes. I told you last time about, the little, dollar Christmas ornaments. The first one was a season's greetings that I had. Well, I had gone to bed early one night, and I think it was a couple days after the last Floss Tube video, and woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning with this huge, deep-seated desire to stitch that up. So I did. And it's all, you see all the sparkly? Every thread here is a Crochet. I used a 36 count even weave. I made the braid around the outside. I did a hard finish, some gold hollyberry fabric, and the stuff I used in there kind of bent up a little bit. I think I used a little bit too much of the spray-on glue for the batting, but absolutely beautiful. So lovely. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. All Crochet. So gorgeous. And then I had also finished my biscornu, my snowman biscornu for the ornament exchange, and I'll insert that picture here. And then I sent it off, and then I received my Secret Santa exchange for the Stitching Pirates, and it was this beautiful, gorgeous thing. Oops, that's too blinding. Do you see all this? All these right here? That is all French knots. And I have to tell you, the ornament exchange is my favorite time of year. My favorite thing that we do in Stitching Pirates, because it's the one time I'm not judging. I just love getting these ornaments. And I showed the other ornaments to you last time. But number one, you can't go wrong. It's Teresa Wensler right there. Two, instead of doing beads, she did a soft finish with the French knots, and the backside is minky. And for those of you who know fabrics, you know that if you walk past a bolt of minky, you end up being next to it and petting it because it's so soft. It's just glorious. But it's my favorite thing every year to just be able to give and receive, and I could go on and on, but it's just, there's no stress, there's no judging, there's no nothing. It's just the simple act of holding someone else's stitching in your hand and knowing that it's just a gift. And I like that. I am very appreciative. So thank you, my dear. I just love it. I think you know I love it. I've told you over and over. I love it. So that was that. I have another finish for you. You'll be very excited to see. Ta-da! This page right here, December 2016 page finish for a Fire and Ember Stitch Along. So the page is only like this big. And this is the bottom of the pattern. I'm excited. So I've reached the bottom, and then the next page is going to be up here, and that's going to be the January 2017 page. It has 4 dominant colors. I'll stitch that in no time and potentially get on to the February page, which will be right here. So I'm going across the top. So I'll throw this open. Bam! So I'm going to go here, 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 and it's 7 pages across the top, and then I'll be starting the 7 pages here, and then I'll go down, and then I'll start filling in the middle. But I know you think I'm crazy, but it's more fun that way. It's my first larger full coverage piece, and granted, this one really, it should be called a medium full coverage piece, and I like it because it's introducing me to full coverage pieces that are larger. I have shied away from them for so long, so this is like such a joy. I never realized that full coverage pieces could be so much fun, because you have a page finish that's how do I put it? Each page is different, and doing it the way that I'm doing it keeps it fresh, and I don't get bored. I'm very excited to do the next one, because what is that going to reveal, you know? So yay for full coverage pieces, and yay to all of you who do the great big ones, you know, like the massive ones, like the Heaven and Earth or the Tilton Crafts or what have you. Just, oh my gosh, yay. So I'm excited now to do some of the bigger ones, and I do have some Heaven and Earth design patterns that I'm going to be doing that are massive. So now I'm more excited about starting them than I was before because of this. And there are more of the unconventional cross stitch patterns. I'm thinking, because Stitch Mania is doing 18 starts in May, I might go ahead and start, because I do have 18, 18 BAPs. Woo! That's a lot. We'll see how many of my whips I get done by then. She's crazy. So there's that. I need this for later on. And yesterday was December 16th, which means it was the start of the Ink Circles Tapestry Stitch Along on Instagram. IC Tapestry is the hashtag, and this is with Ingeborg from A Stitch Too Far and Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts, stitching that, and I'm stitching it on 28 count Lugana Confetti from Picture This Plus. I started in the corner. I'm a corner starter on this one, and that would be this corner right here, and I'm going to finish this whole corner section, and then get back to my Fire and Ember Sal, finish another page, and then do another section. I have it all planned out. And if you're looking at this lovely thing right here, That's from Gina's Unique Boutique. And I'll put a link down to her below, but I think by now everyone knows who Gina's Unique Boutique is. But if you don't, you can click on that and just plan on screaming, ooh, ah, and faving everything. December 21st is the first day of winter. I will be stitching up the Lizzie Kate Winter, and I'll be doing all 4 of them like this. Only I'm starting with winter and then spring, summer, and autumn instead of doing it this way because I want to. And I'm doing it on the 28 count doubloon, which is going to be lovely. And I downloaded the frame with the everything has a season, and to every season there's something or another. So that's that. Oh yeah, I keep putting this over here and I need it still. And then the last week of the year, I'm going to be finishing Second Day of Christmas by Teresa Winsler, doing the 1 over the 1 on the linen. I'm sorry, hold on a second. I'm trying really hard not to lose my voice. I've already done that today and it took me a minute to get it back. So 1 over 1, 2 turtle doves, and as you can see, there's a pretty good start. You can't see, well, maybe if I get up close. There you go. 1 over 1. Insanity. But it's going to be so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah. So I'll have that done, and sometime next year I will start and finish day 3. Good luck with that, right? It's going to take 12,000 years for me to get through that, but I'll tell you what, when I'm finished, they will be glorious. So all of that done. I have been working on some crochet for gifts, but I can't share that with you right now. But what I can share with you is that my arthritis is such, it doesn't want me to do the fine crochet anymore. And the reason I'm telling you this is because some people expressed interest in my Big Mama Chicky bags and my little Chicky bags, and I can tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually try and do any more crochet until next summer when it gets hot again. Wintertime, my hands are very stiff anyway, and it takes me a while to get things moving. And right now, because of the fine crochet that I'm doing right now, this is all swollen and it's not, I don't have full mobility with it. I can hold a needle, but the crochet hook to do the, yeah, it's no bueno. So, so that's going to be on hold, but I do have the one Big Mama that's completed. I haven't worked on the floss pads, but because I've been so busy, I suddenly got busy. I wanted to start making floss pads and putting them in my Etsy store, but there's been a lot of cooking lately. My son likes me to cook, so I go in the evenings and I cook for him and the boys, and they're super stoked. Super stoked. And so the final thing is what my boys, my sons, I had brought this up in our little group chat that we have. I saw this ad on Instagram, and normally I get angry with the ads because I'm not on Instagram to look at ads. I'm there to look at beautiful cross stitch, whips, finishes, potential starts, you know, just, and beautiful families, because a lot of stitchers share lovely, lovely family pictures, which I love because, you're watching somebody's babies grow from babies to people, and it's just, or to kidlets, babies to kidlets to people. And it's just wonderful to see the beautiful faces. So I have a good time with that. And what I don't have a good time with are ads. Usually they're irrelevant. And so I'm trying to get Instagram to stop going through all my stuff and catching key phrases like phone or whatever, or just ads that are in poor taste for me. I don't care about that other stuff. If it's sewing or stitching related, show me those. And apparently Instagram doesn't get it, but I'm still plugging away at it. But one ad did stand out, and that was for Madame Sew. And when I saw this, I was like, is that real? So I went to Amazon and I looked at it and screamed with glee because I wanted an overcasting foot, and I had actually found one that was really inexpensive. But then when I saw this, I was like, oh, well, that's only like $34, $35, and I could get 32 foots. Oh, I put it on my wish list, and then I told my kids about it, and I guess they talked amongst themselves. Next thing I know, it came in the mail. My boys went and took care of this for me. I'm so excited. I couldn't be more excited. Oh my gosh. The quality of my quilting will improve immensely. Oh, and it comes with instructions on how to open the box. Just give it a squeeze. And I'm squeezing now with my left hand because my right hand doesn't work. So inside the box, you will find this book, and it has a picture of all the foots. And bam, look at that. And it tells you what each and every one of them is for, if you don't already know. Half of them I do know what they're for, and I will be using them because I already know what I'm using them for. But here they are, and won't it be fun to learn how to use the other ones. Number 28 is currently on my possessed sewing machine because it's the overcasting foot. And let me show you why. So without the overcasting foot, you do the best you can because I don't own a serger. And for a long time I thought I needed a serger because I didn't know anything about an overcasting foot. So I did the best that I could, and that's what I would end up with. Not pretty, but it works. It does what I want it to do. It does this here, so I'm not losing fabric. Even though this is Ada, you can see it still does this horrible fray. And because this is a long-term project, you're fussing with it all the time, and the fraying, gets on my nerves. But with an overcasting foot, you end up with this. Oh, yeah. Isn't that lovely? And this is a scrap of fabric that I keep with my sewing machine because it is possessed by Loki, I think, because it does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. But it accepted the new foot happily, and it worked beautifully. And I have since done it. I should have changed the length on my on the machine for this, because it's linen. I don't know if you can see that very well, but if I had changed the length, it would have been better, but I wasn't thinking about it because I'm so excited to use it. But I did it on this one, and you can't even tell it was done with not a serger. Let me see if I can open this up a bit. I have it all wound up. Let me unwind it for you so you can go, ooh, ah. But what a wonderful gift from my beautiful children. And see if I can get that up there. I don't know if you can see it very well. The fabric's all crinkly, so it kind of looks uneven, but it's not. It's actually quite wonderful. But, you know, there it is. No serger necessary, just an overcasting foot. And what that does is it keeps the fabric, the fabric bumps up against the bar, and it keeps it right there on the edge. So then you switch the stitch on the machine to, I have it's kind of like a straight and a zigzag stitch together. I can't remember what that's called right now, but I know some of you are probably yelling at me going, it's called a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I know what it is, and I'm sure you could figure it out. Or use a different stitch. Who cares? You don't need to spend $1,000 on a serger, especially if you're not with a 2-income family with a bunch of kids, or, you know, what have you. Yeah, check out the Madam Sew. Make it happen. I mean, it's just, look at that. So worth it. Worth it. So worth it. And no pun intended, so worth it. I spend too much time alone, seriously. Okay, so, and tell me this, doesn't that look like an old-timey, like, dentist toolbox right there? Ah. Anyway, it does to me. So that's what my beautiful children got me for Christmas, and I couldn't be happier. So, yeah, oh gosh, it's got a foot in there for the perfect 1/4-inch stitching for quilting. There's actually a foot in there for doing the quilting instead of doing the quilting by hand. I'm a hand stitcher or hand quilter. I've never done, you know, like the puzzle stitch on anything. I've been told it's really easy, but I don't know. A part of me says it's just more, there's more love put in it the more time you spend with it. And if you're gonna make a quilt for somebody and you're actually gonna quilt it by hand or just quilt it, quilting by hand is the best. And if you have a group of people that can do hand quilting as well, do it together. Just, that's just my view on it. I really do have old-fashioned thoughts on things like that, but what can I say? That's just what I think. It's my opinion. If you don't share it, that's fine. And then, so hopefully I'll have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 finishes by the end of the year, and that'll be on my New Year's Eve Day Floss Tube video. And I might put together a little collage of, you know, all my finishes for the year of 2017. I don't know. Or not. It depends. I might be busy. But all the crochet and stuff that I'm doing now, I won't be able to show you that stuff until January sometime, until after all the gifts are received. And then I've been taking like little video clips as I go along so that, you know, I can just insert them in and you guys can go, oh, or oh, or oh, make it stop. And for some reason, the sun is now shining. It's like going down and now it's shining. I don't know. I'm a little late in the day, but that's because I spent all day talking to myself twice. Anyway, so until next time, my beautiful, beautiful, wonderful watchers, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas or Happy Kwanzaa or Happy Hanukkah. However you celebrate the holiday season or don't, just, you know, just keep on stitching. Keep on stitching. Now, just keep stitching is Pam and Steph, which gets me every time because I'm like, hey, I say that, but I don't. I say keep on stitching, and there's a reason for that. If any one of you out there knows who Crumb is, he's the dude who came up with keep on trucking, keep on stitching. You know what I'm talking about. For all you oldie moldy ladies out there. So keep on stitching.